Hello everybody, my name is Chloe and today I'm here with a brand new video. Somehow I've ended up with even more than I did on the last anticipated releases. Today we're going to be talking about 21 new releases coming out between April and June. Since I have so much stuff to talk about, we're just going to go ahead and jump right in and get started. Starting in April, coming out on April 6th, we have Life's Too Short by Abby Jimenez. This is the third book in the Friend Zone trilogy, and I am so excited because I am obsessed with this trilogy. It is so good. The audiobook narrator is amazing, and Abby Jimenez just knows all the ways to make us laugh. This is following a character that we met in the second book, but we only had him for a very little time, so I'm interested to see how this book is going to be done around his character. Also coming out on April 6th, we have Go the Distance by Jen Kalanita. This is the next book in the Twisted Tales series, and it is a Hercules retelling. We have Hades on the cover, and I have no idea what the twist is in this one. I haven't actually checked it out yet. But I'm so excited because I have been catching up on that series and I'm excited to see what's going on. Next, coming out on April 13th, we have Second First Impressions by Sally Thorne. This is probably one of my most anticipated releases for 2021 because I love Sally Thorne, I love The Hating Game, and I'm really excited to see what she's going to be doing in this third novel. I'm hoping I love it as much as The Hating Game. And I'm so excited. And coming out on April 20th, we have Kate in Waiting by Becky Albertalli. Probably a lot of people's most anticipated release for this year. I have already picked this up, and I will say, while I don't love it as much as I do Simon vs. the Homo Sapiens Agenda, I still think that this is a great read. I believe I gave it 4.5 stars. We are following Kate and her best friend Anderson, who are both crushing on the same guy in the theater department. So starting with May, coming out on May 4th is Sunkissed by Casey West. Casey West writes really fluffy contemporary romances. I read every single one that she releases. I think it's been a minute since I read a brand new Casey West, so I'm really excited to check this one out. I am a little disappointed that they are no longer doing the cover style that they have been for the past couple of years with people on it, but either way, I love a good Casey West contemporary and I am excited for this one. Next, coming out on May 11th, we have People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. This is her next adult romance, and if this is anything like Beach Read, I know I am going to be obsessed with this book. I tried to get an e-arc, I was denied an e-arc, so I really hope that I fall in love with this one like I did with Beach Read. Also coming out on May 11th, we have Lucky Girl by Jamie Pacton. I actually just read an e-arc of this at the beginning of the month. I am on Jamie Pacton's Street team, so thank you to the author for providing me with an e-arc. I gave this one 4 stars. This is the classic what would you do if you won the lottery. We have a teen who won the lottery, trigger warnings for hoarding, parental mental health, and off-page death of a parent. And this also is Own Voices by Rep. Next, coming out on May 18th is The Soulmate Equation by Christina Lauren. I have been reading a ton of Christina Lauren lately. Their last release, which was In a Holidays, was by far one of my favorites by them. So I'm hoping that this one is going to be up there as well because In a Holidays set the bar pretty high. I am so looking forward to this book and seeing what else Christina Lauren can do. So the last couple books that I have for May are all coming out on May 25th. The first one is Malibu Rising by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I also think that the bar is set pretty high for Taylor Jenkins Reid after The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. So I'm looking forward to see what's going on with this book. I actually don't know anything about it, but because it's Taylor Jenkins Reid, obviously I'm going to read it. Next is Pumpkin by Julie Murphy. I don't know how I missed the announcement of this book, but I found out when the cover was revealed. And this is the third book in the Dumplin series. So we're going to see some characters from Dumplin and Puddin', and we're going to be following a new character, and it's going to be set in that universe. Next, we have Hani and Issue's Guide to Fake Dating by Adiba Jagadar. I don't really have any expectations with this one. But I did read The Henna Wars not that long ago, so I am excited to pick this one up. And the last one for May is Rick and Morty Ever After by Sam Maggs. I recently found out about this one. This is a graphic novel. It's individual issues into like a bind-up. I love Rick and Morty, I love Sam Maggs, so I'm really excited to see what this is all about. Alright, now we are moving on to June. First one coming out on June 1st is Better Together by Christine Riccio. Obviously, we all know who Christine is in the booktube world. She also wrote Again But Better. I was obsessed with Again But Better when I read it. I have 3 copies and I'm honestly considering getting the paperback when it comes out because it's pink. I do have an e-arc of this. I haven't picked it up yet, but I'm really excited to see what's going on in Christine's next novel, to see if she's really grown with her writing since her first novel. Again But Better does not have the best ratings, and I know it's not the best book. I have really good memories with that book, so I associate good things with it, which makes me excited to read more work from her. Also coming out on June 1st is One Last Stop by Casey McQuiston. This is her next book after Red, White, and Royal Blue. I'm so excited to check this one out. I have no idea what it's about. But after the hype and the amazingness that was Red, White, and Royal Blue, I definitely want to see what's going on with this book. Also coming out on June 1st, we have Simone Breaks All the Rules by Debbie Regaud. I think that Debbie Regaud is a very underrated author. She did write Truly Madly Royally, which was amazing when I read it. So I feel like she's very underrated, but I'm really excited to read her next book. I really enjoyed the first one, but I also really enjoy books involving royalty. I'm really excited to see what else she can do in the contemporary genre, and I'm hoping to really enjoy it. Another one coming out on June 1st, we have so many coming out on that day, and that is Instructions for Dancing by Nicola Yoon. It has been a hot minute since Nicola Yoon has released a book, so I'm so excited to check this one out. I don't know anything about it, but I do love Nicola's work, so I'm very excited to see what is going on in this new release since it has been so long. Next, coming out on June 8th, we have Of Princes and Promises by Sanya Menon. This is the sequel to Of Curses and Kisses. It did get a rebrand with different covers, so unfortunately my covers are not going to match, which I'm bummed about, but I will accept. This one is a Princess and the Frog retelling. We're following characters that we met in the first book at a boarding school, and it's been a little bit since I have visited those characters, so I'm thinking of maybe rereading the first book before diving into this one. Next, coming out on June 22nd, we have My Contrary Mary by the Lady Janies, which is Cynthia Hand, Brody Ashton, and Jody Meadows. This is a new trilogy that they're doing following different Marys in history, and they're very funny historical retellings, and I'm really excited for them to be diving into a new series. I'm glad that they picked a new one to do after the Jane's trilogy ended, so we're still getting more funny, humorous retellings. Also coming out on June 22nd, we have Blackout Anthology. This is following a bunch of different authors, including, I believe, Danielle Clayton and Angie Thomas, and I believe Nick Stone, and some others. This book, I believe, is interconnected stories following a blackout that happens in New York. Then coming out on June 29th, it was brought up a week, and that is The Betrayed by Kiera Cass. This is the sequel to The Betrothed. Kiera Cass is one of my favorite authors of all time, and while The Betrothed is not her best work, I'm very excited to read the sequel and find out what the hell is going on in this story. I didn't even realize that that was the last book that I needed to talk about, but those are all of the books that I'm so excited to read coming out between April and June. I feel that 2021 just has so many good books coming out, and I'm so excited to read every single one of them, and I hope you guys are excited for some of these as well. Down below in the comments, let me know what your most anticipated release is for 2021, and that is all I have for this video today, so thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed it. I'm sure I will probably think of something that I may have missed in this video later on. I'm not sure. That just tends to be how it always happens with me. As always, if you like what you see here, please go ahead and click subscribe. I post new videos every Wednesday and Saturday, so click subscribe so you can be updated for when I post those. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next one. Bye!